This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming and special guest. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch this video podcast over on youtube.com/Drip and Geeb. This week, as I said, we have a special guest. One of my favorite Twitch streamers on Twitch, not lying at all. His name is Shibby120. You can also find him on YouTube at youtube.com/Shibby120, twitch.tv/Shibby120. Shibby,
What up?
how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Shibby. Drip, how you doing?
Man, I'm great. I'm fantastic. I'm fine. I know who our guest is now. I know who it is.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know, I kept this a secret from Drip from the second that I had the idea. So Drip had no idea what was coming on this week until
it was fun.
Until
it was really
5
fun.
minutes.
Like, who could it be? Who could it be?
Until like 30 seconds before Shibby hopped into the Discord with us an hour ago. That's when Drip found out.
Yes.
And I didn't know it was a secret until last night, so I'm glad that I didn't let the cat out of the bag by accident.
It wasn't like an important secret, so if you did,
No,
it would have been
we just
fine.
thought it would be funny if
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, so I wanted
And
you to
honestly,
just
we almost went, which this could have totally worked, because Geeb was like, well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to like talk to him before or this and that. And I was like, well, God, who is it? I don't know who it is. If I would have known, I should have just been like, no, I just come straight in.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know if I should I didn't know if I was going to give it away. If I was like, because I didn't know if you guys talked before. I totally forgot. I watched your podcast you were on with that guy Geeb. I don't remember his YouTube channel or anything like that. But you were on a podcast.
Our other Geeb.
Yeah, not
Sorry.
me. But yeah, the other podcast. You guys were on different podcasts together, and I forgot about that. So I wasn't sure. Like, has he talked to him before? I have no idea. I know you know him.
Yeah, but we talk on Discord and stuff too. It's like this would have been. I could have hopped in right now. And we could have been fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have been totally fine.
Yeah, man. Well, anyway, Shibby, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
For sure.
Yeah, man. So we're going to get to the beverage of the week this week, the beer of the week. Drip,
yes.
or actually our special guest. Do you have anything to share with us? What you said you had a story to tell us about a beverage.
Oh, my God. Well, not really a story, but if we're choosing a beverage of the week, mine just has to be Code Red Mountain Dew because I ordered a pizza from Papa John's a couple weeks ago, and Code Red was on there. I hadn't had it since like high school. And
wow, I used to drink it back in the day. I used to drink it back in the day too.
Dude,
it was my go-to for a while. That was my go-to for a long time. Let me ask you this: Code Red, yeah. What was the orange one? Livewire?
Oh, I remember. I remember there being an orange one.
Mountain Dew Livewire. It was orange. Did any of you guys drink that?
Yes. No idea what the name is.
Sounds familiar.
That one was fire. It was Livewire. It was.
Okay.
The more I say it, I know that's what it was.
I believe
Livewire. Wait, is it still around or is it gone?
I think it might be still. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Code Red is back, but it's like not everywhere because I went to this drive-through gas station and asked for it. They didn't have it. And then when I was at, where was that? Like Target or somewhere, they didn't have it. And then I found one place that had it. And I was like, yes.
Just very specific locations.
Yeah. You got to know where to go. Livewire? I don't even know.
I'll make sure to call you, Shibby, for all the Mountain Dew deets that I need to know.
Yeah.
Drip, you got a beverage?
Yes. A little bit different this week. I'm taking a few weeks off from beer, alcohol. I'm about, what's today, Wednesday? I'm like 6 days into that.
Okay.
I take like 2 weeks off, just kind of
very
healthy a little bit.
Very healthy habit.
Yeah, so I went with some. I was gonna do a beer. I was gonna do like a root beer or something like that. But I spotted this. I haven't had it in a long time, so I went for it. I don't know if you're familiar with the Jones Soda Company.
Yes, I am. Shibby, are you familiar?
No.
But
okay. The orange and cream soda that they make. Catch focus. Get it.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
This stuff is absolutely fantastic. It is so good. They have the original cream soda too, but it's like clear, which is like, kind of weird. I don't know. Cream soda usually it has a little bit of a tint of brown in there. That's what you're used to seeing. But I don't know. That stuff's good. Orange and cream soda, you can't really go wrong with that. I don't know. If I'm going soda, it's usually orange soda. I don't know about you, but that's
sounds good. Reminds me of like a dreamsicle or something, like the ice cream.
That is exactly what it tastes like. It tastes like a carbonated version of that. It's exactly what it tastes like.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. And actually, there's one more thing that's pretty cool.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. You said you're familiar, but each bottle has a different. What camera am I on? Each bottle has a different photo. So, like each one you get has a different label. There's a different picture on it. So
a little video podcast watchers special there. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's good stuff. I haven't had it in a long time. I got a 4-pack of it. I'm planning on playing Horizon Zero Dawn after the podcast. I'll probably
nice. So if I'm not mistaken, there's a place in Philly that has they literally at the very least serve those sodas like by the bottle. But I think it's a Jones restaurant.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could be totally wrong here. I think there is a Jones restaurant. Now I don't know if it has anything to do with soda or not. I could be mixing two different things into one, but I just have this memory. It was a long time ago when I was a kid. I was there. So maybe someone in the podcast ether could tell me one way or another if I'm correct.
Like carbonated as well.
I had chicken and waffles. I had chicken and waffles for the first time in my life. I was a kid.
Carbonated chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles and a Jones soda. Yes. It was delicious. My beverage of the week this week is just a nice Corona Light. Going light this week.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, Abby got some of these the other day. So yes, everyone please drink responsibly. As always, but yeah, a nice Corona Light to mellow the mood for the podcast and make me slur my words. Not because I'm drunk, because I'm dyslexic, and focusing is hard. Anyhow, thank you, Drip, for the ban of that person.
I was working on it. Sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Trying to do it in the background here.
No, you don't. No, get out of here. So, gentlemen, this week we're kind of light on Nintendo topics. I feel like. You guys feel like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. There's not really a lot going on. I mean, it's not even that big of a deal, but like the coolest thing I think that happened was Nintendo-wise, the F-Zero thing's kind of cool.
It is. Yeah,
I don't know.
So F-Zero, F-Zero X is coming out to the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch online service for the 64 pack, the expansion pack. It looks cool, man. There's some. It's F-Zero X. But what I find most interesting with it is with the other 64 games. Obviously, a lot of them didn't have native on multiplayer online. This game, because it's on the online service, has online. So you know, as you would a different game, you start it up as if you're playing local multiplayer. But obviously, you can play with your local multiplayer online. So you're playing like 4v4 or 4v4, like cool. four player split screen racing F-Zero X. Like I want an F-Zero X an F-Zero game on the Switch. Like I'd never
like to see a new one, but
a new one. Right. I want to see Nintendo make a new one, but this is going to hold me over for now. It just looks great. 60 FPS. The graphics look good.
Did you see somebody put a video out? I think it might have been Game Explain, possibly.
Yeah.
But they looked at the original 64 version and this. It is definitely, it's an upgrade for sure. It's a clear upgrade. I mean, you can see it in the thumbnail that they posted. It was like, oh yeah, that's that you guys even watch the video. I was like, whoa,
Mask, look at that. I saw Majora's Mask comparison too, and I was surprised because the funny thing is, and there are a lot of people that have a technical answer to why, but I'm sure that's not the only reason. But it's like when you look at the revamped version, it looks like what your nostalgia is in your head. But when you look at the actual original version, you're like, no, I don't remember it looking this bad. But the cleaned up version like this. Yeah.
Especially, when you look at it, you're 100% right. When you're playing it on like a 64 and you boot it up, you're like, ew, God. Look at that.
And I will tell you, they say it's because CRT televisions back then.
I was gonna say
they were built to and essentially upscale it with, but still, I'm like, nah. I think nostalgia goggles is a big part of it too.
For sure, but like I see,
I'm glad they've been cleaning them up though. I'm glad they don't just like lazily just slap it on there.
Yeah, like I've seen YouTube videos of a guy who would play the original Halo from the original Xbox on a CRT, and you can like really see like the game looks much better on a CRT than like on a modern HD TV.
CRT hides a lot of stuff too.
Hey, but that's
it blurs it.
It does whatever it does, which it does those things. It makes it look better. It just looks better.
Smooths everything out.
Yeah, it makes it look like as if it was designed to be played on that screen. I think it's really
weird.
Interesting. But then
I was totally bummed. Like, so when I got I know I was way behind. Now, again, this is like 7 years ago. I don't know. But when I got the Xbox One from the 360 or whatever I had before, like I got it and I was all hyped to get it. And then I was like, okay, wait, how do I plug this in my TV? I still had a tube TV.
Yeah.
And I bought a converter to go to HDMI to the 3 plugs, and it was awful with screen sharing. I had to buy a TV. And then that's when I discovered the input lag is the thing, because CRT, they relatively have 0. And yeah, I was like old man hours on that. Like, why can't I keep my CRT? Like,
I know. Like,
so hey, respect to the CRTs, man.
Yeah,
man.
Well, and another thing, I just saw Console Corner in the chat put this, and I do want to mention this too. The PlayStation, the Sony State of Play today. We did see the Turtles collection announced today. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looked great.
The Turtle, I don't know if it's coming to Switch. I mean, either way, it's fine. I got a PlayStation 5
are we getting? Isn't there a new Turtles game coming to Switch?
Yeah. Yes.
Turtles of Time.
No. That's the old one. It's Shredder's Revenge. I think it's called.
Okay. It's coming out soon. I thought.
Confirmation. The collection is coming to Switch. That's great.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I don't even know if we have a date on that one yet. I know they keep like slowly updating things. Like, okay, here's you can play as April O'Neil. You can play as Master Splinter. I don't think we have a date still. Honestly,
really. Okay.
Which is weird, but yeah, I don't think we have a date. That one I'm really excited about too. That's going to be online and stuff. I don't know. I didn't look at this one very closely. I don't know if we're going to be able to play multiplayer with the collection online or not.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't know.
You can find that information now, but I didn't have time to look after that. We've been pretty much doing this since then. But yeah, that's cool too.
Shibby, have you played any of those turtle games, like from the old ones to any recent ones?
Man, I honestly haven't.
Yeah,
I honestly haven't.
Turtles arcade game.
Are you a fan of the TV series from like back in the day?
I was when I was a kid. I remember I had the toys. I had like the little turtle wagon with like this little side hatch that would come out, and then the turtle was
the
like,
door that opened up.
Oh man!
Did you have? Yeah, dude.
Yes,
that was
I had it. Of course, I had the van.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had it. Oh yeah, the toys, man.
It.
Turtles toys and Star Wars toys, man. Huge on both. I had a ton of Star Wars toys, ton of turtle stuff for sure.
I was the youngest of 3, so all my toys were hand-me-down stuff. So I just used what my brother and sister did not use or was no longer using. So
you got a Batman with an arm missing.
Back in my day, I got some toothpicks with the edges cut off of them. I
never got a superhero toy that had a cape on it.
I used Barbie doll and a Ken doll. I got some ponies with the legs cut off. Yeah, that's what I got back in my day. Anyway, F-Zero X looks great in the Switch. I think if you have the 64 expansion pack, you're gonna love playing it. In fact, I'm gonna stream this game. I think I want to play with like
Friday too.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, real soon.
Have y'all played Fast RMX?
Yes.
No.
So how would you compare? I mean, is there anything? What's unique about F-Zero?
I mean, that's pretty much it's pretty much the same thing.
Something about the F-Zero style. I think it has something to do with the fact that the car stays put and the world around you moves, and it's just kind of like rocking up and down the side. Like something about that style of racing, I love it.
See,
are there any iconic characters from the game? Like, is there anybody in Smash from that game or not really?
From
Maps,
F-Zero,
Smash Maps.
What's his name? What's his name?
Falcon.
What's his name? Yeah, Captain Falcon. Yeah,
Falcon.
He's F-Zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also in Smash you play on the arena, like the battle arena is F-Zero. Like you fall down, you get hit by a car. That's also fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's inspired me. Go ahead.
Man, like Nintendo throwing all their characters into Mario Kart, all their characters into Smash, like that's so genius. Like even that when I played Smash a couple weeks ago for the first time in a long time, I played as Kirby. That just made me more hyped to play the Kirby game. I'm like,
oh man,
character from the Smash that's in the like that's just cheat. That's marketing everywhere, dude.
Well, I couldn't have made a better segue if I tried. So we'll just get right to Kirby. I know we talked about Kirby last week a little bit with Alex, but I'm gonna get your take on it, Shibby, because you recently put a video up on your YouTube. If you guys are not subscribed to Shibby on YouTube, you should be doing that. But yeah, you had a Kirby first impressions with a demo, just kind of like how we talked about it last week. But
yeah,
I feel like I want to let you expand on it a little bit more, because I think between Alex, Drip, me. Alex, Drip, and me, you know the most about Kirby games. So, like, let us know what you think about this demo.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, I've never played a Kirby game before, man. So
I still think you know more than all of us.
I've played Kirby games. Not a lot of them, but I've played some of them.
I mean, my video is just basically for people that haven't played the demo yet. So if you haven't played the demo and you want to know what Kirby's all about, my video's there. If you played the demo, it's probably nothing new to you in my video. But yeah, essentially, man, like it's fun, man. I thought it was gonna be more like Odyssey than it really is. And I don't know why, but I had the suspicion it was gonna be super easy from the get-go. And I will say one interesting funny thing is they give you the 2 difficulties. I don't know about you all, but I was hyped when I saw that. I was like, okay, Nintendo games need difficulties. And then I played the wild mode.
Yeah.
And like never died or took any damage even on the boss. I was like,
yeah, it wasn't too wild, that's for sure. It wasn't all that wild. I played both. To tell you the truth, I couldn't really find much of a difference between the two. Like they were kind of the same. I don't know. Maybe I was
really
just
weak.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was just missing. I don't know. I'd like to play back through them again, but I feel like now it's like, why?
I think for grown adults, I think that's kind of the idea. You pretty much should be with this kind of game. I think you should be not really seeing too much of a difference. I think you're going to see a difference in the kids, like my nephew for sure. Like seeing what his skill level is with games. I bet you that what seems like nothing to us. I bet you for a kid who plays with joysticks with 2 fingers like this, is probably going to have a lot of problems with the Kirby game like that. So
well, yeah, I mean, I think that. Go ahead. Sorry.
The Kirby game, the last one on the Switch was insanely easy. Like it's just you walk through the levels pretty much. I mean, you gotta fight stuff, but I mean, it was short. It was really, 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 really easy. And I mean, I don't know. My thinking is maybe that was just the demo where it's like, okay, these are really similar. Maybe once we get into the game, it's gonna be like, okay, now we're starting to ramp up as we get through the game here. It's like, okay, now we're seeing some difficulty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what we want, but I think if we're going in it at that, we need to go ahead and put our clown makeup on. Like the farther I get into the game, I could even make a meme about that. But here's what I think. And when I watch the trailers, I mean, Kirby is super cute, and it's so colorful. I really am getting kid vibes from it more than, I mean, that's what you get with Breath of the Wild. But like when I saw the trailers, I was like, okay, this looks so much like Odyssey. Why is there a need for this game? And I was like, maybe this is like for the younger audience, even though like everyone's gonna be playing it.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe this is for like the more entry or beginner. And then I don't know if you all saw the recent trailer, but it's literally narrated by children. Have you seen it?
No.
Because when I was thinking about the previous trailers, I was like, okay, how are they going to let people know that this is not really for extreme gamers? And that might be one reason for the demo. And the second thing is the newest trailer, it's literally children that are narrating it. And I was like, okay, now they're really going hard and like, hey, kids. Like,
and you know what's really crazy about that? All their other marketing, like for the Switch, like if you go look at all their other marketing, it's adults playing the Switch. Like most of it, unless it's like a bunch of people on a couch and it's like a family. Like a lot of their old commercials are like adults, like calling, from another apartment roof, like, hey, come over, bring your Switch,
True, yeah,
like,
yeah.
All their marketing's adults. So that is, I think you're spot on with that.
Yeah.
Like, because they have not been doing that. They've been showing the opposite. So that's interesting.
And I also will say too, I don't know if you want me to get into this right now, but I don't think the game needs to be hard. I don't think it would make sense. Outside of that, I think mechanically the game can't really be hard either.
No, but we can get to that. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the game needs to be hard at all. I mean, it's a Kirby game, man. Kirby's a fluffy living marshmallow.
And that's fine. I'm not looking for like Metroid Dread levels of difficulty.
Right.
But I want I would like a little bit more than star
Yeah.
allies, because you literally walk through that game. Literally. Like,
Yeah.
my kids wanted to play. I'm like, oh yeah. Like at the time, she was 3 when she wanted to play. I was like, you totally play that. 100%. No problem.
Well, here's my thing. So when I play it, and when I made my little review, I'm thinking, okay, there's less platforming. Like there is some platforming, but it's like you need to just go up here, so you have to platform to get there. It's not like, oh, make sure. And I haven't played Odyssey in a while. Maybe Odyssey isn't that much different, but it's not like, I'm coming off of Hollow Knight, which is a stupid, silly comparison. But it's like, okay, you're not about like, can I make this jump or land on some spikes, or you're not like, okay, if I dodge this guy's attack, can I not take damage? And so my thing is, if they did make the enemies more powerful, if they made our health lower, it doesn't make as much sense because there's not a way to avoid the attacks. Like there is no counter ability. There's not many routes to like avoid attacks. So I feel like they would be doing us a disservice by making it harder, because it's not designed in a way to allow you to do that, because it doesn't require much skill. I think they'd have to change some mechanics. And my other thing is, I think a lot of it's going to come down to like those objectives at the end of the level where it tells you, oh, if you collect 5 tulips, you get this. If you break this. And so if you're going out to play those little missions, you're not really going to want your health to just be going down. We're like, dude, stop. I'm trying to go get the freaking daisies.
I'm trying to get daisies. Can you stop hitting me in the face?
Yeah,
like these flowers, please.
I do want more challenge, but I think like, especially as like a game to stream, like it is nice. Like No Friendo, I think, put it that way too. It's like, it's nice to have a game where you can just like chill and just stroll through it and like relax a little bit.
Yeah, for streaming for sure. Yeah, you talk to chat, not have to be really like engaged. Like I remember when I played Metroid Dread, it was like just dead silence. Dude, I'm like, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was
especially towards the
that.
end of that whole thing, when I was at the end trying to fight the last boss.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was wild, man.
You get a notification that says someone followed you. You're like, not now, stop it.
Yeah,
leave me alone.
Shh. Everybody shh. Yeah, you're right. Having games like this where it's like, it's not totally like mindless walking through it, but it's you can be on autopilot if you need to. Yeah.
Shibby, I want to get your thoughts on the graphicalness of this game. Well, demo, I guess we're going to say, because it's all it's out right now. What do you, I don't really want to talk about frame rates too much, because obviously we talked about it last week a little bit. The frame rates are not good.
Oh, good.
But I have a particular thought
I didn't have any problem with it in handheld mode. Maybe I just didn't see it.
I also don't think it's important. The frame rates in the Kirby game are not important to me. But what I want to get to, Shibby, is I'm not sure how into like tech and like graphical stuff are you. I'm not really sure. I just met you a few minutes ago as far as like talking to you. So learning you a little bit. But like, what do you think about the actual game textures, the way the world looks? Like, I had this hot take. I'll just go ahead and say it. Last week, I had this hot take that this was designed for next-gen hardware, because I think this game looks really, really good with the grass textures, the world textures, the water. Everything looks really, really good. I think sneakily good. It's hiding behind the low frame rates and the blurry image from a Switch. I really do think this is a next-gen game that was released on this old hardware. Right, current hardware, but obviously I think it's old at this point.
Yeah. So I feel like some of that's like our tinfoil hats still with like the pro rumors. Like, we've been doing that since Monster Hunter Rise. Oh, this is made for the pro, but they did it. There could be some truth to that, man.
I didn't agree with that take, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just both sides because, so to answer your question, well, first of all, to back up, like, I still have your last week's podcast saved, so I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I'm glad that you kind of like touched on frame rate, because I felt like I almost omitted that from my video, because sometimes I tend to go a little extra negative, and I'm like, okay, people are going to be so pissed that and so to that effect, okay, yes, my first impressions, honestly, I was being a little ungrateful. I don't know why. Like, when I jumped into the Kirby demo, I'm like, okay, this part's blurry. Why are they going at 5 frames per second in the background? Like, they're literally like 10 frames per second in the background.
Yeah.
And then I played it. And then while editing my video and then putting the clips to the footage to the video, I'm watching it. And then the second time around, I'm like, wait, this looks amazing. And it's like a half it's like it kind of blows your mind. Like it's a mind. I forgot what you say, but it's like a mind game.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of nailed my thoughts, Geeb, on that. I don't know if that's what y'all went into last week, but it's almost like it looks super good, and that's why you have some of those like blurred effects. It's almost like when you see a port, when you get like a next gen port onto Switch,
Yes,
and they have to like dial back some things. So it does make you seem maybe it was made, for different hardware. But then also I was like, wait, I need
Monster
to
Hunter does that too, though.
Does it really?
Okay, so when you're back far away, there's one level in particular you see it every time you walk through this area. There's these things that fly, and they're like hovering over this water. But when you're far away, they're like,
yeah.
That's how Pokemon
is. But then when you get close, it's like, ooh, never mind, we're good, we're fine.
Arceus,
We've been doing this the whole time.
Yeah, like Shibby said, Arceus does the same thing.
I think that's just a trick that they found with the Switch at this point, where they can just we can put it there.
Yeah,
but we just take everything away from it until we get to a certain distance, and then we can bring it back.
I want to be clear.
Well,
I'm not. Go ahead, Shibby. You go first.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that's what I was getting into was, if I were to actually go back and compare to Mario Odyssey, because I haven't played that in a while, what I was gonna say is exactly what you hit on was, how is the draw distance in Odyssey and some of these other games? That's what I was saying. My second view of Kirby, I took it for granted. I was like, wait. They're choppy, but can we see farther in the background than we could? Because I'm like, wait, in Breath of the Wild, you do just see these camps appear out of thin air.
Oh yeah,
and like,
yeah.
I'm like, maybe this is their solution to the draw. Maybe I'm not appreciating the draw distance we have.
Well, and the thing about that is too, when you compare like Breath of the Wild, that's a whole nother beast. There,
it's Wii U,
and they're trying to have this giant, open, seamless world where it's like they're. I mean, they did a pretty good job with what they had. I'll give them that. But I mean,
but that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, but that's always been the problem with the Switch. They don't have the thing. Doesn't have the memory. It doesn't have the RAM to be able to hold all this information at the same time and keep it all going. It just doesn't have it. So they have to cut these corners and figure out what they can do, like what needs to be happening. But I don't know. I think Kirby looks really good. The cutscenes look insanely good.
It does. Yeah. It looks good. Yeah. My first impressions were a little unfair. You're right. It does. It looks beautiful.
Like those little dogs, like you can see, like
they're so fluffy and furry.
Like, every little hair on them, like man, they really went into detail on these little guys here.
They really did.
I like how they went retro too with like some of the stuff. Like again, I've never played a previous Kirby game, but like even when you jump or when you fly with Kirby, it makes the sound effect that it hits every time you hit the A button.
Yeah.
It repeats that same sound. Yeah. They make it sound like SNES, whatever. And then the blinking of the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's cool.
Really cool.
What do you think about the new mechanics? Like how you eat the car and the cone and the vending machine.
What do y'all think about it?
I love it. I think it's amazing.
It's great. It's a selling point of the game, which is why they really kind of made it, highlighted it during all the trailers for it.
I think it's fun. I think the cone is kind of dumb. That's the only one though. Like the car is awesome. The vending machine is the best one by far.
Well, see, the cone's functional. The car so far is just a little like, and that's my thing is I don't know why. Again, I haven't played Odyssey in a while, and I keep comparing it to that, even though it's a wholly different game. Like I do get that it's a different game, but we're gonna first party to first party.
Right.
Yeah. Everyone's just thinking back to it, but it's like I feel like something about the powers in Odyssey were a little more intimidating. Where when I jumped into this and I became a car, I was like, oh, now I'm going to have to do X, Y, and Z and like whatever. And the game's like, no, dude, you're a car, press A, just destroy stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's no having to figure out, whatever.
No,
like,
you just drive, destroy stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, the cone does have some functionality. At least you can kind of ground pound with it. You get some Mario moves there, which is nice.
Yeah, so it kind of shows you for the game, it's like, okay, there can be different things, like vending machine, optional. There's going to be some stuff that's just completely stupid fun. Some things you have to become because you need to do it for certain levels. And then, so it is cool. It felt like a Mario Odyssey ripoff, but then again, I think Kirby kind of started that whole thing to begin with.
Now, I have a question for you both. Well, Drip, I feel like you had something to say. I won't let you say it.
I feel like it's more Mario 3D World than Odyssey. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's kind of linear levels. Because I thought it was going to be wide open, but
Yeah.
basically linear levels. But either way,
Yeah.
I mean, I my biggest thing is I'm just wondering, or I'm excited to see what other things we get to swallow and be.
Yeah.
Like the car, the venue, like what's next? What's the other stuff? That's what I'm excited
Yeah.
to see.
So, question for you guys: Are you buying it physical or digital? Nice something to show you.
I think we're both digital, aren't we?
I'm all digital.
Yeah, we're all digital.
Yeah, of course. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't need that anymore.
Yeah, I'm not digital. I haven't been digital for a while. Actually, I've never been digital. This is actually not even all of them. I have a couple more over there too. I am a physical game collector. I love me some physical games. I know that's a weird or an unpopular opinion these days because the digital age is upon us. It's been upon us for a while. But Nintendo seems like they're kind of holding true to their physical games, and I think Nintendo's fans are also following suit based off this article from Nintendo Life saying Nintendo physical game sales made up 47% of all UK retail game sales in 2021. That's wow. I'll repeat that, 47% of all game sales. Made up of game sales in 2021. Nintendo cartridges. That is wild. If you math, only 53% were digital, and based off that math.
And that's especially in 2021 when probably less people are willing to go into physical stores than previously.
For sure.
You would think anyway.
It's a very weird. That's very weird. I
do want to point out, because it actually does go both ways here. Like, that's obviously very telling, actually, because we are definitely Nintendo. Out of all the franchises, Xbox, PlayStation, I think those sales are probably much different. I bet you those are much more digital sales over there. But Nintendo fans, they love to collect it. It's pretty. Look at the aftermarket's the aftermarket right now for all old consoles, old cartridges. It's really crazy right now. People want these things. They want the physical cartridges, and they're collecting. They're collecting all the Switch stuff. Still, obviously, look at the sales in just the UK for physical games. So I think this actually is telling both. It's impressive that it's still that high, but also we are definitely on the down. I bet you as the years go on here, very slowly but surely, next year might be like 45. The year after that could be 40. The game industry
is so far behind when it comes to this. So far behind. And I know everybody gives me shit all the time because I'm like, no, digital. I don't want physical games. I don't have any desire to keep a stack of games here. Let's think about this. And now, Geeb, I know you're the exception. You're going to be the exception to this, but let me ask both of you this. How do you listen to music most of the time? You go buy CDs from FYE and go put them in your CD player? No. You probably subscribe to something where you can just get that music and just listen to it and just stream it right there. Chances are that's what you're doing, because that's what just about everybody does now. Same with movies. I mean, honestly, nowadays, how many Blu-rays are you actually going out and buying? How many, DVDs, whatever? Not a lot, because again, we've got Disney Plus, we've got Netflix, we've got this, we've got that. And if you really want to own it, you can buy it just about anywhere. I mean, hell, I don't have it, but the cable provider here is Comcast. You can buy movies through them and keep them. I mean, a lot of my stuff I bought through iTunes, back when that was a thing.
Right.
I mean, I guess you still can, but I mean, I have a whole library of movies on my Apple account. And what's crazy about it is I look at those movies now, and half of them, it's like, why do they even buy these? I'm paying for a streaming service where just about every single on one of the streaming services, you can go find just about every one of those. So for me, like, I don't know. I feel like the gaming industry is just behind on this. It's because of the nostalgia. People want the pieces, but it's like, I mean, it's going to be done after this generation. They're not going to have disk drives anymore. They're not. There's no way.
Shibby.
The funny thing, totally forgot what I was going to say. I don't know why. When you said my name, it just reset the thing. So yeah, my bad.
You're good, man.
No, I have no idea. Oh, I guess. Okay, here's why. It's kind of a weird thing. It's a multiple thought process. It's one of those things where you're thinking multiple things, and then you just start talking about the last thing that got you there without backtracking. So here's what I'm thinking is, first of all, when you talk about movies, and again, to each their own. This is really like I'm probably the exception here, but I always felt buying movies was a little weird anyways, but I'm not a big movie guy. But I'm like, okay, I've seen that movie. Maybe I want to watch it twice. But after I've seen that movie, like, I already saw it. Like, we don't need to watch it again. So if anything, so I'm like, the things that I do buy are games, because those, you gotta keep playing it multiple times. You're not gonna, some games you will knock out in a weekend, but a lot of times it may take you weeks to months to years to get through a game. So almost like video games almost makes more sense to buy digital than movies. Yet, like you're saying, perhaps games are the ones that are farthest behind that.
Yeah.
And I guess because you do like the collector's edition, the collector's like ability and aspect to it. And they are more expensive, I think, than movies. Because that's the other thing too. When you buy digital, you are shooting yourself in the foot because you can't resell digital games, really.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you do lose a lot with that, but it's like, I don't want to have all that stuff. Now, you did just say something like collector's edition stuff. That is an exception for me. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, if the Breath of the Wild 2 comes out and it's got any type of, collectors, anything of any sort, even if there's multiple, I will buy every single one of them. All of them. All the things. When it comes to things like that, I'm down. But anything else, it's like, I want it all in my system. I want it right there. I don't want to have to go get the cartridge.
Yeah.
Take this one out. Put this one out. It stops me from playing stuff sometimes. Like, honestly, I know it makes me sound lazy, but it's like, oh, well, that's downstairs.
It's convenience. I get that.
I don't really need to play, whatever it is.
So not only is it convenience, it's it also, I think, for me anyways, even though digital is like a new thing, in quotes, if you're not seeing me do the air quotes on the podcast, but it's also kind of like an old school gamer thing for me because like of the dream. Like when I don't even know if I said that on this podcast or if it was on the Tynology, but like whenever GameCube came out and, CDs were getting more advanced, like we had CD changers and like all that. And then, they had the mini CD on the GameCube. I had this idea that I was like, okay, I need to pitch this to Nintendo, as if no one had ever thought of this. I was like, hey, what about a disc changer? Why can't we have 3 discs in my console so my lazy self hits like 1, 2, or 3 and I can change the game from my couch? I had that idea, or what I thought was my own original idea. So now that I can do that, I'm all there. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what it's because I'm amazed by the technology, the fact that we can. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't care as much.
Okay, so I have a long soliloquy to go with here. So just go with me for a little while here, guys. Let's look at our history, okay? So we start off, music starts off with, I'm starting with, maybe it didn't start off like this. It started off with voices and singing, obviously, and bashing on things. But records. Let's start with records, okay? Records, back when records were sold, obviously they're sold now, but we're going back in time.
More commonly.
That was the latest and greatest technology. Records. It wasn't that people wanted to collect records, it's that this is the latest and greatest. Buy a record, that's how you play music these days out in your speakers. Fast forward a bit, you got cassettes. Again, latest and greatest was buy cassettes. They had their boom. Fast forward a little bit, CDs. I'm probably skipping things, but we're going quickly here with this. You get my point. You get my point here. It's not the medium that makes it the best. It's the technology that makes it the best. Okay. So now we're going to digital. That is the new technology. That is what is the newest, latest, and greatest. But as we go on here, let's look back because we're kind of early on in this history, in the history of the world in terms of like consumption, media consumption. Okay, let's use history to kind of make guesses, predictions based off what we've already seen. What we've already seen is that we're in the latest and greatest in digital. However, lots of things going digital. Like you said, movies, video games, music. Lots of mediums are going digital. As those mediums go digital, let's start with music, because that music was the first, I think, to be really mainstream digital. I think.
Because they were smaller files. They were easier.
Exactly.
So video,
exactly. So
remember LimeWire?
Yeah, I sure do.
Come on, man.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. So music. And now we're seeing a boom. Now we're actually going back in time in the modern day. with records, because nostalgia culture is more and more prevalent as we go on here with, especially my generation, millennial, and I think all of us are millennials here. The millennial generation is kind of bringing nostalgia culture into reality, and part of that is things that we never even had as kids. Maybe our parents or our grandparents had, but we never had them. But it's still nostalgic for records. We remember that, and we're bringing it back into the modern day. And so much, in fact, I don't have numbers in front of me because I didn't really plan to go on this much of a tangent. But records are back, and they're not going anywhere, and they're going up and up. Now, does that mean the current medium, the current technology, digital, is going down, as records did in the day, cassettes did, CDs do? No. Because that is the latest and greatest. It's still going to stick around until something better than digital comes around. But it's not that records are better than digital. It's that there is a market for this. It's not, and we're seeing that, and the market is taking advantage of that. The record labels are coming back, I guess, in a way of they're pressing records again. Walmart's getting involved.
Yeah,
Amazon's getting involved.
Yeah, like Walmart. Yeah, like you just said.
It's not
a literal section for records at Walmart now.
Wow.
And
really
we're on the way up. Like, records are not just here, oh, this is fun and cute, but digital's better. No, it's like, no, they're coming. They're not overtaking. They're coming back. And video games are very behind in the times, yes, in terms of this cycle of, video games, music went away, or whatever. Like, video games are going to go away. We're going to go to all digital. But that does not mean that they're going away forever. And I don't think, even for some people head on to the records. Some people head on to their cassettes. Yeah. People like me, so I'm gonna hold on to my games. And eventually, 70 years from now, when my grandkids are gonna sell these Switch copies for balls amounts of money, because it's gonna be like records are now. And I'm not saying I'm holding on to these because of that reason. That's not what I'm saying, because I like it, and other people are going to like it, and people in the future are going to remember, like, hey, that was fun, popping in a cartridge. We can still play our games in our virtual eyes that we implanted via surgery, but it's kind of fun to pop in the N64 cartridge and spit on it before you do. So I'm not trying to convince anybody to keep to keep physical games. Go to digital. It's convenient. I've already made the decision. I'm starting to sell. I've actually sold already my BioShock game. I got to ship that out tomorrow. I'm starting to sell some of the games that aren't Nintendo games, ones that I don't feel nostalgic for already. I'm starting to get rid of those. But like my Marios, my Pokemon, my Zelda, I'm keeping those.
Yeah.
And and going forward, I'm only going to buy those physical. I'm not going to buy my BioShocks and my Phoenix Immortals Risings, those kinds of games. I'm going to buy digitally because for convenience. I sacrifice a little bit of convenience so I can have my collection, because people collect. I mean, Drip, you collect. How many gizmos, gadgets, stuff do you have? Maybe it's not video games for you, but there's other things
I don't
you like
really
to
collect it. I just have it for a while, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. And
your first 4 figures. You selling those?
Okay, no, but
some people feel that way about video games, man.
Pay for them either. So
well, true, but like, come on, you understand the point, though, right? And I'm not trying to sit here I hope you understand. I'm not trying to tell you not to buy digital. Physical's better. No, digital's way better. It should definitely happen, but we should. What's gonna suck is for people like me, just like it sucked for record collectors and CD collectors, cassette players, collectors. These things are going to go away entirely for a period of time. That sucks. That should not happen. They should give us an option to keep it around. I've thrown out the idea to other people. Why don't we just keep physical cartridges around for a premium? Charge us a $5 premium for the packaging and all that, the processing.
Whoa.
Charge a premium. People are going to go nuts over it. I know it.
Now.
Listen. Let me just finish real fast. I know people are going to go nuts about that. You guys are already going nuts about that. The alternative is that they die and they go away forever. I'd rather pay a $5 premium to keep them around per copy than to get rid of them forever, for a while. I mean, just to come back.
That price hike's going to happen anyway. We've already seen, Xbox Series X games and PS5 games. They're not $60 anymore. They're $70.
That's inflation, though. That's a big expected.
But that's the thing. If you look back, at the price of video games, it's pretty much stayed the same for a long time.
Let me tell you
Which
this.
means
Which
means video games got cheaper. That's what that means. Video games got cheaper as time went on.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I will tell you, I think my Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time was like $80 brand new back in the day. So don't forget, like
it was Majora's Mask because it was one of the first games that you had to have the expansion pack to put in the 64. That's why. All those ones that came there first were more expensive. You're right.
Oh, is that why? But even then, like, what's the expansion pack? Like $10. I'm just saying, N64 games were like around $60.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were.
Like the cheap
PlayStation games were.
That's pretty wild to think of.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like
it's
the
crazy.
fact that it stayed about the same.
But if you think that Nintendo's not going to follow, they've raised it $10. Nintendo's just waiting. Whatever, Switch Pro, whatever. Whenever these games start coming out for that. Damn right they're going up. Guaranteed.
Yeah, because cartridges are even more expensive to manufacture than CDs, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we don't see a lot of these games come to fully on the cartridge because nobody wants to pay for the 64 gig cartridges because they're so expensive.
Oh, yeah. I would just rather pay a $5 premium to get cartridges than to let them go away forever.
Yeah, no, I really hope they don't go away forever. And it's almost the same thought as, not to get into this, but it's almost like how we don't want to get rid of cash. We don't want debit card to be the only method because of that loss of control.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're buying and selling video games, it really is a form of currency. Like I said, if you play digital only, I know that's the hit I'm taking for convenience because I buy a lot of Switch games and I cannot sell my digital. That's money.
Yeah.
And I almost think part of this future, it'd be really cool that this is going to be a spicy take, but it'd be really cool if we could sell digital games. And I feel like even people that don't,
no way.
Yeah, even people that don't work for these corporations are going to defend them and be like, well, that wouldn't make sense because it's not physical. It's like, well, shut up. Still, you sold it to me even though it wasn't physical. Why can't I then resell it to Geeb for $1? Dude,
right.
Nintendo would lose so much money if I could be like, y'all, who wants my Majora's Mask for $1? Like,
yeah,
$1.50.
And that's, like I said, that's another reason why I really enjoy buying physical games is that when I don't like them, I just resell them. I just sold my BioShock copy. Like I just said, like I sold it for a pretty decent price. It's out of here tomorrow. I'm recouping a good bit of money from it.
Yeah. Well, I got a copy of that for like $10.
Yeah. I'm going to buy it on my computer. That's really the main reason I don't want it is because I don't want it on Switch.
I've got a stack of games. Hey, anybody listening, anybody wants some games, some physical games? I got them for sale. Slide in the DMs. We'll do this. We'll make it happen.
BioShock's
really out there in podcast land. You just anywhere, Instagram, whatever, Twitter. Hit me up. I'll sell them to you.
Also, I gotta say, if y'all don't know this, and this may be in other countries too. I don't know where GameStop is. I think there are multiple countries, but under the other name or whatever. But I know at least here in the U.S., if you just FYI, speaking of not wanting to buy a game, find out you hate it, and then have to sell it or be stuck with it. If you don't know, you can buy used games from GameStop. If the policy is the same, you get 7 days to return it. So you can beat that game in 7 days, or you can find out if you like it or not, and then, buy the real thing.
Life hack.
Life hack.
Nice. Yeah. Not a life hack.
I even had a woman.
Pro tip. I like that better.
Pro tip. Even a woman at GameStop, I told her, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm returning this. And she goes, and they probably mostly all do this, but she said, it's okay. I know we don't offer a rental service, so this is like our version of rental. Like maybe that's why I started doing it because she told me that. I was like, wow,
interesting.
Okay. Yeah,
very interesting.
So let me tell you someone who didn't rent their console. That'd be Wolfden. Wolfden, if you guys know, got a Switch OLED early, and when he used that opportunity to make his videos, obviously these initial videos, but he also used that opportunity because he kept his pre-order for his original OLED. So he ended up with 2 OLEDs. If you guys are familiar with the situation.
Didn't know that.
What do you do with 2 OLEDs? Well, he decided to.
Let me tell you what you do.
What do you do, Drip?
You have 2 Animal Crossing islands. Yes. Right. All right.
Speaking about behind the times, there you can't have 2 islands on one Switch. Come on, Nintendo. No, what you do is that you do a burn test and a burn-in test.
Yeah. Or that, whatever.
Wolfden. So, if those of you who don't know, OLED Switch is OLED technology. That technology, make it brief. The black pixels are turned off and any colored pixels are turned on individually. So it's not like an LCD, kind of like your old Switch. basically has light bulbs behind the screen to light up what you see from behind the light, like a couple different light bulbs to be very not specific and wrong. With LED, individual pixels are lit up. So that can, if you have a really white background with also next to it really a dark background, that can cause what is called burn-in over long periods of time. Actually, funny story, to help you visualize what I'm talking about, my Android phone is an OLED screen. When I went to drive to Philly to my parents this year, I've done it multiple times, by the way. I think it was a collection over time. It's about a 13-hour drive. I had this screen on the entire time with a static image of my Maps software on the phone. And what ended up happening was I can see on certain colors on my phone, if I and not in the right light, I was going to say that, in certain colors on this screen, I can see the outline of the GPS, the car, all the static images from the GPS I can see on here. That's what people are afraid of. And that was only 13 hours. That kind of pissed me off. But that was my phone. The OLED, we don't know. It's a brand new product. We don't know what screens they're using. We don't know what's going to happen with that. So Wolf then took it in his own hands to try it out. 3,600 hours. He left a static image of Breath of the Wild right up there. And what he finally gave us an update after 3,600 hours. And it turns out that very, very minor burn-in, almost nothing after 3,600 hours.
That's a ton of time.
Yes, that is. When the OLED come out 5 months ago, roughly 5 months, to put that in more easily understandable terms. Straight 5 months straight with the same image, and very, very minor.
And my first. I get it. It is a lot of hours, but at the same time, like, I am very particular with, like, I don't know. I would hate to see burn-in on my Switch. Like, I exchanged one Switch I got because I felt like the screen was too yellow on it. And, like, I would hate burn-in. And my first thought is, I know a lot of people that have over 1,000 hours in Animal Crossing. So I'm like, 3,600 hours, if you game a lot, you play a lot of Breath of the Wild, you do a lot of YouTube, because a lot of people have a lot of hours in YouTube.
Yeah.
And then you play this. I mean, realistically, for some people, this could be an issue, was my first thought. But then Wolf did in that video, if y'all should check it out, he did mention, he goes, listen, this is a static image. Yeah. If you are playing Breath of the Wild, for 1,000 hours, you're moving around a lot. The only thing that will be static, to his point, will be the hearts. Or, whatever is on the HUD that is static.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but I don't think it will be a big issue unless you do just strictly play one game for 3,000 hours. But then again, if you're only playing one game on your Switch, you still won't notice burn-in.
You won't. Yeah, exactly. You won't notice it.
It's true. They're always there anyway, so who cares?
And to summarize, if you didn't check out his video yet, still go check it out. But he also made another point where you could theoretically, quote unquote, reverse the burn-in if you go into the settings on the Switch and click invert colors, because then it will just burn in the inverse of the image.
He said that, and I did a double face palm, because people are going to go, yeah. It's like the people who say, to fix your flat tire, what you do is you take your knife and you just cut around the edges of your tire and then glue it back together and air it up. Then it's all fixed.
No. It's to fix your flat tire, you just pop the other ones, then they're all at the same level.
Like, that was such a dumb. I hope he was being tongue-in-cheek. I really, really hope he wasn't being serious. I haven't watched the video,
but I'm sure I would hope that he was.
It didn't look like it to me. It didn't look like it. It looked like he was being serious.
Here's the thing, you really wouldn't notice. And I don't know if you're aware, but like phones, like part of the reason why I know a lot of phones have gotten better at burn-in is the software. They will, and I don't know if maybe the OLED has gotten better, they don't have to do this, but I know on Androids, at least, when they had problems with burn-in, the software would slightly move the UI just a couple pixels around. And then they also changed to where sometimes when you go to menus, some menus will have like white and black buttons, but some menus will be black and white. And so they have really done a lot with software on phones to combat this. And technically what that is the same philosophy. It's opposite of burn-in. Instead of, if they can keep the buttons moving around, instead of burning in one image, they're burning in a different image. So I don't know, I'm kind of with them on that a little bit.
No, it's a bad idea.
Cut all the tires.
Don't do it.
All of them. Be done with it.
I don't know.
Right on the rims. Let's do
Anybody who's afraid of it, I'm just gonna say, if you're still afraid of it after watching Wolf Den's video, all I'm gonna say to you is enjoy that life. Fortunately for me, that's not my life. That I'm gonna
yeah, don't be scared of it.
I have 2,000 hours in Animal Crossing. I'm scared. Well, be scared. Go ahead. I know it's just one. It's only one sample size. No, I mean it's every screen's just gonna pretty much be the same way. The variation is, if anything, it's gonna vary by what? 5 hours. I would say the variation between the way the burn-in work. Okay, fine. 3,500 hours, like whatever. It's very, very minimal. You're not
I'm impressed.
What Wolf Den has done is awesome. What he has done is prove to everybody that this screen is burn-in proof for the lifetime of the console. I'm really impressed. You're not going to play. You're not going to play more than 3,600 hours in a lifetime of the Switch. I very much, unless you're one of those crazy people who do Animal Crossing for thousands of hours. Yeah, but again, we're talking about a static image. It's much different than playing Animal Crossing. You're going to be good.
I had a Pixel phone. My first Pixel 2 XL. I will say, after 6 months, and this is why I'm impressed by that.
Yeah.
Because I had a Pixel 2 XL phone, and in 6 months, it was burned in bad. The little back, home, and whatever buttons they were burned in.
6
now I
months?
did 6 months, and I mean Samsungs were notorious for that too. Now I did a factory, a manufacturer warranty replacement on it.
Yeah.
And the replacement, to this day, it's like right here. To this day, the replacement, 3 years later, it doesn't have any burn-in. And so some displays are, more prone to that, the actual physical individual display.
Remember what I said about remember what I said about my maps?
Yeah.
Like a 13-hour drive, and now I got burn-in. That's
so short.
Yeah.
But it tells me we've come a long way in the technology, I believe. I think the rumors it's a Samsung display, and I believe it. They've come a long way in the OLED technology, it sounds like. I do want to say that sucks. 13 hours, that's too little of the time. Well, I guess let's say 26. Yeah. I went back and forth. So 26. Here's the thing though. Am I looking at my screen right now going, "Oh, that's with Drip's lovely wallpaper," might I add.
Hey, nice.
When I look at it, do I go, "Oh god, the burn-in." Oh, cuz it's bad burn-in. It's not good burn-in. You put a white screen on here, yeah, you can see it. No, I don't see a damn thing. It's bad burn-in, but you don't see a damn thing. Burn-in's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. It's a talking point, like we are doing right now. It's not a big deal. That's what I have to say about that to wrap up.
There you go.
A nice conversation. How long are we going here? Okay, good. Okay, so we've hit all the hot topics this week for Nintendo. Are you guys excited?
Very hot topics. Hotter than we thought.
Very hot. Steamy topics.
Steamy topics.
Steamy. Sticky.
Drip, do you want to get to some what's you rather you? What's the game called? Would you
rather, Geeb? The game is called Would You Rather.
Everybody, Shibby, if you don't know, I'm gonna play music right here in the final edit. So yeah. Right,
okay.
Right, music, right? Shibby, we're right now. We're enjoying it. It's happening. Music.
You guys, your music.
You're lying to me, dude.
I'm not. Listen,
no, it'll be there.
It'll be there. I've done
Please
it.
Remove it for funnies.
Just stop it right now. Okay, now turn it back on. I can't find it. Oh, I found it.
I think Abby's like, why is this my boyfriend? Why is he here? Would you rather, Drip? I'm gonna start having to cut these sections because you take too long looking for questions.
Well, because I gotta make sure I get the good ones, man. Give me a second.
Man. Would you rather?
Do you have it?
I mean, this should be crickets right now. It's great audio content.
I'm trying. These all suck.
I've got one.
Okay, Shibby.
Would you rather keep the podcast moving, or would you rather keep looking through your phone?
I think Drip would rather keep looking for his phone.
Hold on.
Just kick me out right now. Please don't.
Shibby, Pop-Tarts or strudels?
I thought I was the only one to ask people that question. I used to ask people that like, all the time. Dude, they're both good, but strudels are special.
Ooh, okay. Secondary question. Toasted or not toasted?
For what?
The same question. The same question. Toasted or not toasted strudels and Pop-Tarts?
Oh, well, you gotta toast the strudels, but Pop-Tarts are good both ways, man. But like, I'm not gonna underestimate the power of a toasted Pop-Tart because
yeah.
I grew up eating Pop-Tarts, not ever knowing in my whole life that you could toast them. I never once toasted them until I was an adult.
Man.
And once I toasted,
no.
I was like, why did nobody ever tell me I could toast Pop-Tarts?
Did you watch TV?
Yeah.
Come on, every commercial, they're flying out of the toaster like,
But listen, I'm thinking about eating a Pop-Tart. I'm not thinking about, oh, look how they're toasting it. That's great. No, I'm like, I want a Pop-Tart. Give out. You open that package. You open that Pop-Tart package. It's in my mouth in 3 seconds, man. The whole two of them.
Oh yeah. I don't have time to heat this up.
Oh man, I told you.
I got one.
Wasn't the tagline like from your toaster to your mouth or something like that?
It was something like.
I don't give it. I wasn't listening to taglines. Come on.
There are literally toasters on the packaging.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's like open it, boom, it's gone. It's gone.
Dude, yeah, they're really good. I will tell you, here's a pro tip about that too. Did you know they're pretty good microwaves too? Mm-hmm. I can't remember the time.
I've never tried that.
Don't microwave it that long, but they're still crispy and toasty.
It's like
and warm and gooey.
Like 5 to 8 seconds. It's like quick.
Have you guys ever stuck them in a bowl and then the whole Pop-Tarts, 2 whole Pop-Tarts in a bowl, and it looks weird? Pour it over with milk, again weird, and then crush it with a spoon. No. Eat it like cereal.
I've never done that.
Do it. I've done that way more times than I want to say.
Okay, well I will do that. That actually sounds kind of decent.
It gets really mushy.
I found a good one.
Okay.
This is kind of nasty.
Would you rather
use lotion that has bug guts in it, or shampoo where the main ingredient is pig blood?
Oh my God! No.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a good one, right?
How much of each are we using? Is it going to be the equivalent amount? And where's the lotion going? Is it just my arms or my face?
I don't know.
Let's say face. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna go.
My hands can take some. Oh, are we taking turns? Sorry.
Go for it, Shibby. Go for it. You're the guest.
Go. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. This is just gonna be your daily thing.
Okay.
I do this every day?
Pick one. You have to deal with one every day.
When is this happening?
It starts tonight.
Is this real?
It's real.
God.
It starts in the after show.
Shibby, got to answer. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. We'll go with the bugs, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Drip.
Geeb, what about you? Me? I don't want to go yet.
Okay. So here's this is my logic. Okay. Absolutely no way I'm putting blood in my hair. That's for sure. Here's the fun fact though about me is that I don't have any fucking hair, so I'm not going to use any shampoo. So I'm copping out.
It still has to go all over your head though.
I'm copping out by nope. I'm not going to use any shampoo. Nope. If it's for okay. Well, if I have to use my beard, then lotion, 1000%. But if I can cop out and say, oh well, I just will never wash my beard. I'll just use conditioner forever and ever and like bar soap. Then yes, I'll go with the pork blood.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the bugs. I don't want to put blood in my hair.
No way, man. All that iron. I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit every time I go shower.
Protein and stuff, so it's probably good for your skin anyway. Yeah. Probably leave you nice and silky smooth. So it may be nasty when it's happening. Probably. So it's not really that big a deal. Okay, Natural, you guys ready for another one here?
Yes. Would you rather?
Okay. You can do one of these things, and you can never, ever, ever do the other one again. Ever. So, you can either never download any new apps on your phone, ever. No matter what it is, you cannot download a new app. Or, you could get new apps, but you'll be keeping the smartphone you have right now forever. You can never get a new phone.
Question. Can you keep the apps you already have, and can you reinstall? Can you reinstall them if you so choose? Like if something's like if it gets deleted off the phone. Okay. All right. If I get to keep the apps on my phone, like the ones that I have at the moment, forever, then I'm going to say I'm going to keep my phone forever and download apps whenever I want. Because I feel like I just kind of contradicted myself a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, no.
It's not the answer I was expecting you to say. Because you said the exact opposite before that.
After I said, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know where you were going with that, but all right.
I would choose both options. That's my answer. I don't know. Shibby, you go.
I'm gonna go ahead and just like not download any more apps. I think I got everything I need. Like I haven't really needed a new app in just so many years. I think we'll be okay. Plus, you can always go to websites, at least for now.
Yeah, that's true.
Go to the website version.
Yeah, I'm going with that too, Shibby. That's kind of what I was going for.
That was
here.
in my head. That's where I'm going.
I don't need any more apps. So like, I'm good. I'd rather have the upgraded phone forever. You know.
Right, because we're using it for like video anyways, right? So.
Well, I'm using it like a 5-year-old phone that's video right now.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you guys. All right, you ready for this one? We're gonna do 2 more.
Okay.
Would you rather have earwax as big as cornflakes? Pull those out of your ear all the time.
That's a weird.
Or
cornflakes? They're not even hard.
You would have boogers as big as Cheerios. It just came out of your nose all the time.
Well, Cheerios are smaller than cornflakes.
Right, but
they're meaty. They're meaty. It's like a gummy candy coming out of your nose.
Coming out of your nose, dude. Damn Cheerio.
Shibby.
I guess I'll go with the ear flakes. Ugh.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going with the ear flakes too. Honestly.
No way, boogers.
It won't affect your talking that much. If I have like Cheerios in my nose the whole time and like we're over here on a podcast,
touch the side of your nose and crunch them and stuff.
Listen. I have allergies. That's my life right now, man. Like this is my life all the time. I take allergy medicine. I still get congested. Like, I sometimes I pull cornflakes out of there, which is kind of weird. That's probably unhealthy. I should probably talk to. I should probably talk to a doctor about that. I gotta stop it.
That's very corn.
I love smelling the cereal bowl after I'm done with it. It's like getting up in there.
Okay. I don't know what he's talking about. It's freaking me out a little bit. All right, last one. Would you rather have giraffe legs or flamingo legs?
Because the giraffe legs are super tall.
Yeah.
Super
But
tall.
flamingo, you're super brittle.
Yeah, but you can stand on one of them.
Yeah, okay.
You could stand for crazy amounts of time. You could probably use that as some type of skill to make money, I'm sure.
Okay. TikTok, for sure.
For sure. Well, and giraffe legs is good for TikTok, too.
That's YouTube. That's more of a YouTube thing.
You're right. Giraffe legs is totally
No,
YouTube.
I don't know why, but it is.
What's your final answer, Shibby?
Giraffe legs, dude. I'm looking it up right now, actually.
I'm also gonna go with giraffe legs.
I'm going flamingo legs, man.
You already have flamingo legs.
I'm going
Mother
flamingo
giraffe
legs.
kicks lion head very hard to save herself. Dude, she just kicked this lion.
See?
You can kick a lion with your
You can
giraffe
kick a
legs.
lion. I guess, I don't know. Honestly, my favorite animal is a flamingo. My favorite animal out there. I really like a flamingo.
That's a weird animal to be your favorite.
How? Why? Look at them. They're awesome.
My favorite animal
They
is
shrimp. They're pink. They stand on one leg. What's not to like about these animals?
my favorite animal are otters because they are so lovable and cute, and they're also deadly as fuck.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're actually not that lovable. You don't really want to. Get that
they
close.
play with their rocks. They kiss each other with their little whiskers, and then they eat their babies and kill their wives.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
brutal.
One would tear you apart. Well, it's a great way to end the show.
Sure is. Shibby, thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Shibby. You can check out
Thank you
Shibby.
for having me. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, sir. You can check out Shibby at twitch.tv/Shibby120. Go ahead and search Shibby120 on YouTube as well. Making dope content, amazing cozy streams over on Twitch. Again, I'm going to repeat, one of my favorite Twitch streamers. I'm not lying about that. I love it. My girlfriend, she loves you as well on Twitch. So guys, go check him out on Twitch and on YouTube. Anything else you'd like to plug, sir?
I would like to mention that youtube.com/Shibby120 looks like it's a guy named Sean. So yeah, maybe just search the name. Don't go to that actual site.
Fair enough. Don't do that. Just
Sean?
just search.
Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean. Shibby120. Just search it in YouTube itself, youtube.com, and then search Shibby120. That's the way to do it. Guys, great podcast. We're going to the after show for the audio and video listeners. Twitch audience, you stick around. We're going to hang out for a little while. And patrons, once again, patrons of Drip and I, thank you so much. You're going to get this as a video VOD as well. The after show, that is. So, love you guys. We're going to see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions.